But does this figure look like Michael Keaton? Hey, what's happening? YouTubers are back with a brand new action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Gold Label Edition, based on his appearance in the upcoming Flash movie. But before we get started, yes guys, I've heard it all before. Doesn't look like the actor Michael Keaton. It's actually Ray Liotta's Batman. It doesn't look like him. Yeah, I've heard that several times already.
Real creative.
But I just had this shipped to me from Target today, and before we proceed, there's a certain YouTuber out there that likes to take people's photos and put green screen behind it. If you end up taking this, please at least credit me this time. But like we always do with the reviews, let's get started with the box art first. So it's your standard McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse box. You see the McFarlane Gold Label collection right there in the corner, which makes this worth like $80,000, I guess. But you see the DC Multiverse logo there, the Flash title right there, Batman on the bottom. And on the side, the movie logo title right there, Batman, Multiverse, the Flash, McFarlane Toys logo. And on the back is the image artwork of Batman. All right, that's enough about the box art. Let's go and get Batman out of the box. All right, here's Batman out of the box. Let's take a look at his accessories first. So just like all McFarlane Toys figures, he comes with a DC base plate. Got him. And this Batman figure does have a decent amount of accessories. He has two additional hand sculpts, which are fisted ones, and then the ones that are on them are like gripping hands, and they're to grip these weapons. So we have the Batarang and the grapnel gun, which is, it's kind of weird seeing them being painted silver because typically I'm used to them being painted gold or black. But again, this is based on the upcoming Flash movie, not the '89 Batman movie. And just like all DC Multiverse figures from McFarlane Toys, he comes with a data file card. Now, it's the same artwork we saw in the back of the box, and I do kind of like this. It's kind of a throwback to the old school like marketing stuff they used to do back then during Batman Returns and the '89 Batman. But I do like this image, and on the back is the data file. Feel free to pause it if you want to go ahead and read it. All right, now let's take a look at the figure itself, and we'll get started with the head sculpt first. But I'm going to go ahead and say this, and it might be kind of a hot take, but I think it does look like Michael Keaton, guys. The sculpting work's definitely there, that you can kind of see his likeness. And don't get me wrong, I'm not completely blinded by it. Yeah, he does kind of look like Ray Liotta. Rest in peace to Ray Liotta, though. But I could definitely see Michael Keaton's likeness on there, especially during certain lighting conditions. I can definitely fudge it so you can see the sculpting work where it does look like him, especially like the part around the eyes. We'll take a look at the rest of the figure. I just caught an episode of the DC Infinite Hour with Brad, the DC Universe Geek, Asoka The Geek, and my buddy Robdtoys. And Brad, DC UC Geek, mentioned this last night. He doesn't like the design of this because it looks like a medal or like a gold medal being hung around his neck because it looks like a necklace. And because of that, I can't unsee that. He just looks like Kurt Angle rocking the gold medal. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check out their past live streams and their social media pages so you can also check out their work. And while I'm at it, shout out to other people in the community that have been holding it down for the DC Multiverse line, specifically McFarlane Toys line. People like Josh from Before, New York Backyard Legend, Bones the Necro Zoo, and my buddy the Broken Bat. Again, I'll leave all their links in the description below to their social media pages so you can check out their work. Take a look at the rest of the figure. Keep in mind, this isn't supposed to be based off his '89 look or his Batman Returns look. This look is based on the upcoming Flash movie, so there are stuff that is noticeably different that weren't on the original Batsuit, like the coloring of his utility belt is different. It's not gold like we've seen in years past. The ab is a little bit different as well, and the way the emblem is sculpted as well. Thanks a lot, Brad. I can't unsee that. But overall design and aesthetics is simplistic. I have seen this and talked about before in the promo shots, like his boots are like muddy or like gold finish, kind of like, I don't know. Maybe just after kicking ass all day, he got his boots dirty. But other than that, I do like the emblem kind of stayed true to the source material or what we've seen before. So that's cool. They kept it there. It just sucks that he just looks like Kurt Angle rocking a gold medal now. Now, the figure is using like a shinier, like glossier type of plastic finish, which is interesting because we had never really seen that before in other figures from DC Multiverse line. But when like photographing it, you're just going to have to angle it real carefully because you're going to see a lot of reflection, but it still looks nice nonetheless. Now, here's the interesting thing. It's something me and the Broken Bat called on our episode of Monday Night Toys. They're using soft goods cape because I didn't think there was a way Batman was going to fit in that Batmobile with a hard or rubber plastic cape. So they're using soft goods. And if I was to say the quality of it, I mean, obviously it's not Mezco, but it's probably similar to what we saw in the '89 Batman that NECA released a couple years back. The quality is definitely not bad. It's definitely good. It's cool to see soft goods cape on a DC figure, especially Batman. The only thing is, it's not long enough to like drape over like you'd see in years past with this Batman. So how it's going to be displayed in my collection is just going to be draped behind like that. So it looks a little bit cleaner. One thing I wanted to note, these shoulder pads are actually molded onto the shoulder joint, not on the biceps like we've seen in years past. Like, here's a shameless plug. If you haven't checked out my Gladiator Batman review, the shoulder pads were molded on the biceps, not the shoulder. So it's nice to see that they're actually doing that, because like I said before, over time, if you have it on the bicep, it tends to wear out depending on how you articulate the figure. So it's cool that they're putting it on the shoulder itself instead of the bicep. So kudos to McFarlane Toys on that. I'm going to take a look at articulation. It's your standard McFarlane Toys 22 moving parts. So the head can look all around. He can look down a decent amount. Can look up. Damn, he can look up quite a good amount. There is that faux butterfly joint / like shoulder disc in there. He does have a shoulder joint, and there is a bicep swivel. He does have double jointed elbows, which get a nice range. The cut doesn't look that nice, though. There is a diaphragm joint, like we have with all McFarlane Toys figures. Let's see how well it works, though. Wow, that's actually good. And I'm wondering if it's due to the plastic or the way that it's engineered, but he does have a nice crunch, the diaphragm joint, and there's a ball joint at the hip, so helps him look down even more. So not bad. Now, he does have that rubber diaper piece, so it allows the legs to kick up quite a decent amount, like a New York City Rockette. He does have double jointed knees, which is actually a clean cut right there. Now, there are joints on the ankle. It's a ball joint, but it's sculpted, so you can move from front to back. There is ankle pivot and toe articulation as well. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention, he does have a molded wrist joint, so it can move up and down and all around. All right, now it's going to jump right into size comparisons. And first size comparison, here's the gold label Batman standing next to a couple other live-action Batmans from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. We have the Christian Bale Batman on the left and the Robert Pattinson Batman on the right. And question for y'all, which is your preference for Batman? Bale, Keaton, or Pattinson? And if none of those Batmans were your picks, well, here he is next to some other Batmans from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. We have the unmasked Ben Affleck Batman from the Snyder Cut Justice League, and the Batman from Batman Animated Series, voiced by the late, great Kevin Conroy. And with all due respects to whoever sculpted this, if you thought this head sculpt wasn't accurate, this one was really inaccurate. And next size comparison, here he is standing next to the NECA 89 Batman and the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Joker based on his appearance in The Dark Knight. And again, I've spoken on this before. Well, I do like this figure so far. Sculpting and proportion-wise, I still wish they kind of would scale it more so like NECA did with theirs. While we're on the topic of 89 Batman from NECA, here's a custom that my friend Fabio, aka Fobster360, gave me that he had AEW Designs do a custom for. It's a custom Michael Keaton head sculpt that was meant to go on the NECA one. But just based on these two, which one do you think looks more like Michael Keaton? This one or the McFarlane Toys one? Last size comparison, you guys already know the drill. Since you aren't going to see them on the big screen anymore, you will see them in my reviews and size comparisons. Here he is standing next to more McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. We have the live-action Black Adam movie figure with a custom cloak, and the Snyder Cut Justice League Superman Target exclusive. Alright, some overall thoughts on the figure is, I think it's a great figure. But, does this figure look like Michael Keaton? I'm going to say yes and no. The reason why I say yes and no is because under certain lighting conditions, you can definitely accentuate some of the sculpting work where you can see Michael Keaton's likeness. And the no is to when, of course, when we saw the promo and solicitation shots that went up for pre-order, of course, it's going to completely wipe out any sculpting work on the figure. So like I said, I think the likeness is definitely there. But let me know what you think in the comments below. YouTubers, are you going to be picking this up? It is available on Target's website. Are you going to be watching the Flash movie just for Batman or for Flash or for all of them? Sound off the comments below. And like always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.